Hey, Seekers, and welcome back to the Hanged Woman podcast. I'm your host, Julienne Irons, and this month, we've been exploring the multiple layers of our relationship with money from different perspectives: practical, science, and energetic. Last week, Megan McPherson, aka Meg the Millionaire, explained how we can amplify our money manifestations by tapping into our God consciousness. Now, if you haven't listened to that episode yet, I highly recommend going back, as her perspective shift was life-changing. I mean, there's a reason she goes by Meg the Millionaire, y'all. Now, this week, get ready, because we're diving face-first, full-body immersion into the woo-woo. Now, there are so many different paths to calling in abundance. We've got inner child work, nervous system healing, hypnosis, ancestral rituals, askformations, and each one is a powerful proven tool to help us manifest the money we want. But here's something you may not have heard of: the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records is a spiritual archive of your soul's entire journey. And yes, y'all, they can even help you uncover your money blocks. This week we're joined by Precious Styles Bullard, an Akashic Records reader and spiritual guide who helps people identify and release the deep-rooted patterns that keep them stuck in scarcity. In this episode, Precious opens up the records to explore my money story, not as a prescription, but as an example of how powerful this work can be. We'll also talk about shifting from the belief that money is hard to manifest to the radical idea that money is the easiest thing to manifest. And to help anchor that energy, Precious shares a beautiful abundance prayer, which we've included as a bonus episode that you can listen to anytime you need to reconnect with who you truly are: an abundant, financially free, powerfully wealthy soul. This is the Hanged Woman podcast, where perspective is power. Let's get into it. Hey, fellow seekers. I'm taking a quick pause from the show to share something really close to my heart. And honestly, the only reason you're even listening to this podcast right now. It's Three of Cups. My sisters and I created Three of Cups, an Iron Sisters mission of love, as a space for healing, beauty, growth, and community, because we believe life is meant to be full, rich, and abundant in every way. We offer all kinds of ways to support you: energy healing, heart-centered art, even marketing that will help you enhance your brand's presence in the world. Because wherever you are in your journey, we want to help you feel seen, supported, and empowered. So if you're looking for something to help fill your cup in whatever way you need, come join us. Follow us on Instagram at 3 of Cups Healing, or explore all of our offerings at 3ofcupshealing.com. Because Seeker, your cup deserves to be full. And now, back to the episode. Precious, welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you here. I've got goosebumps right now because I have been waiting to have this conversation with you ever since our first call.
Thank you.
I'm so inspired by the work that you do. I'm ready to dive in and just see where this episode takes us. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Okay, so let's just start by you telling us a little bit about yourself and how you came into the work that you do.
First, my name is Precious Styles Bullard. I am a licensed optician by trade. I'm a newly published author. I'm an Akashic Records reader, meditation facilitator and guide. An Akashic Records reader, I specialize in past lives and business strategies. And then I recently got divorced, and so that's how I got into the Akashic Records. I went to this Seeker Summit, and it had like an astrologer there. There was an Akashic Records person there, and like different things from different like spiritual realms. And I initially thought that I wanted to go into mediumship. No, that was not for me. I'm good. They can hang out, but like, no, we're good. I'm also a Virgo, and so like I like things that are structured. And with the Akashic Records, you have a clear opening and closing. Whereas mediumship and other different things, like your clairs are fully open and there's no turning it on and off. Like it just is what it is. And it's like, I'm already highly sensitive and I'm already an open channel. Inviting anything extra into my life was just not, it was too overwhelming for me.
For people who don't know what the Akashic Records are, can you explain what they are?
So the easiest way to kind of grasp what the Akashic Records are, it's essentially a library for your soul. So imagine you walk into this beautiful library and you have all of your past, all of your present, all of your different timelines, your entire future, everything at your disposal. You can literally just walk in, grab something off the shelf, and say, oh, this is a beautiful past life. Let's explore what this was. Oh, let's see what lesson we can learn from this. Oh, let's see what gifts we can take and use into our present from this. Oh, I love the Akashic Records. The records are found on the fifth dimension. So we do different visualizations in the Akashic Records. We can clear vows, contracts. We can find out what starseed family you're from. Like I said, I specialize in business strategies. And so all businesses also have their own records. Homes have their own records. Everything that is like an entity has its own set of Akashic Records.
What do you mean by dimensions, that it's on a different dimension?
So the Akashic Records live on the fifth dimension where no time, space, etc. exist. So it's essentially like more of like a it's not the oneness dimension, but it is more of like a oneness, more of like a unity consciousness. The different dimensions are different levels of consciousness.
What dimension is Earth on?
Earth is third dimensional,
Third dimensional. Okay.
the 3D.
Can you go into more detail about how the Akashic Records can connect to money and money manifestation?
What I love about the Akashic Records and a reason why I went into past lives is because you can take a lot of the gifts and you can take a lot of the lessons that you learned from those different lives and use those into your present life. Like, let's say I was a king in one of my past lives. What can I take, like money wise or luxury wise, from that past life and incorporate that into who I am today? You can also clear a ton of blockages. Our bodies store, I think it's like 14 or 16 generations of DNA. And a lot of it is ancestral,
Wow.
especially a lot of us who have like a slavery ancestry or a poverty ancestry. In order for us to fully become the higher versions of ourselves, in order for abundance to flow properly, we've got to clear it from our ancestors. And in doing that, I use the Akashic Records for it.
Now, you say that money is the easiest thing to manifest. Can you break that down for us? Why is that true?
I think money is the easiest thing to manifest because at a certain point, we have to realize that we're not separate from it. We're not separate from the energy. We're not separate from whatever it is. All of it to me is just a perspective shift. So, whether it be money or whatever else someone's trying to manifest, I wrote in my book, Create Your Own Reality. You can't say one thing and desire to have one thing and then do the opposite of it in order for something to manifest, which is why I think money is the easiest thing to manifest because I live in delusion land. And anything that like I can see or I can conceptualize, and if someone else has it, it exists. Therefore, I have it.
Can you give us an example of how somebody could use that in their daily life? If somebody's like struggling with money, what is something that they can do in order to manifest money in a very easy way?
I think the first tip is to stop saying that you don't have it. The first tip is to stop working against yourself. You can sit here and do all the money rituals and all the manifestation rituals that you want. If you're constantly saying that you're broke, or if you're constantly like looking at your bank account, like, oh, I can't afford this or I can't afford that, like, nah, you're not going to be able to afford it. Whereas if you see that let's say you're eyeing a sweater that's like a couple $100 sweater, you want something nice for yourself, and you go to the store and you're like, you know what? I'm getting this sweater today. I can afford this sweater today. I'm going to go buy this sweater. And you get there and it's 50% off because you put into the universe and you put into the atmosphere that you were going to get that sweater and that you could afford it. So the universe made sure that you could afford that sweater. If you say, oh, I can't afford this sweater, guess what's going to happen? You can't afford that sweater. You know, my favorite money manifestation hack that I've actually gotten a lot of my friends to do. So, whenever you are noticing that things might be diminished a little bit more than what you expect them to, go to like a place that you love or like a high end restaurant or go to like a luxury boutique and just sit at the bar and order a cocktail, mocktail, whatever. because now you are in the frequency and now you are in the energy. And your aura expands, what, 6 feet in every direction. So you're sitting beside a successful business person. You're picking up on their energy. You're picking up on that aura. Just walking into a space that is a little bit more luxurious, or even better, if you're trying to like manifest a nicer car or something, go to the dealership, walk into it, and step into the vibration of already having that. That is the quickest way.
Do you have to believe that it's going to work out, or do you just have to like feel the vibration? Like, how much of it is your logical brain believing it, and how much of it is your body being like, okay, my nervous system is regulated. I'm in this space. I might not believe that it's going to happen, but I still feel relief in this moment.
I would say it is about 50-50. It's just like you can't say one thing and then do another. Like you can't not believe something is going to happen and then think that it's also going to happen. Like whatever you're doing, you've got to be all in. And that's just the reality of the situation. I live in a firm delusion, but my delusion is my reality. Therefore, that is what I see play out. I think the easiest way for people to kind of get past the belief part is realizing that you visibly see something last. People are looking towards being able to visibly see something first, but that is not the case. You have a thought, and then behind that thought, you have the belief. And then behind that belief, you take aligned action. And then behind the aligned action is when you see it. Walt Disney never even lived to see Disney World, but of course he believed it. And of course he conceptualized it. Any person who's ever invented something or created something sees it visibly last. So I would say take logic out of it. Take out, oh, well, but what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? What about, who cares? That's not up to you. The how and how you get somewhere, the what you get is not up to you. Say what you want, mean what you want, and believe that you're going to get it and carry about your day.
How do we allow ourselves to be okay in that in between time?
Oh, the in between is so fun. Okay. So I used to like the in between used to be like, you can tell like my octave like went up a little bit. I love the in between. The in between is where the real magic happens. The in between is where you can craft and add a little sprinkle and do your little money rituals or whatever you want to do. The in between, I have a ball. Okay, so we're going to bake a cake. So you go to the store, you buy your ingredients. That's your money manifestation. That's your belief. So you have your belief, you go buy your ingredients, you put all your ingredients together, you whip it up in the little KitchenAid, right? You put it in the oven and you bake it on 400 degrees for 45 minutes. And what are you doing in the meantime? You're dancing, you're raising your vibration, you're doing your meditation, you're singing with your significant other in the kitchen. You are having so much fun because you know that in 45 minutes you're about to eat the most delicious cake you've ever had. The in between is where you get to have fun. Go for a walk, do your meditation, stop thinking about it. You already put what you wanted in the oven. You already got all your ingredients together. You already did the work. Now you raise your vibration. You stay high. You live in the frequency of knowing in 45 minutes you get your cake. Oh my gosh, no, I literally will spend my day in meditation. I'll start a new book. I'll go hang out with some friends. I will do anything in the in between. The in between is where the beauty is. Eckhart Tolle talks about the power of now and the beauty of presence, right? And the in between to me is where you get to be fully present. You're no longer thinking in the future. You're no longer thinking in the past. All you are doing is focused on those 45 minutes right there. Go to a sound bath. You go to the mall, pick out a new fragrance. You're manifesting a new husband or you're manifesting a significant other. You know what I did when I was manifesting mine? I went and got new sheets because I knew that he was on his way here. The in between is where you start preparing. I said months ago that I was moving. Did I know where I was going? No. Did I have anything signed up? No. All I knew is I wasn't renewing my lease. I started packing. I started packing 6 months ago because I knew that it was done. Like, it's not that deep. Like, I think that people want to make manifestation so difficult, and it's literally so easy. I could say I have $4,000 right now, and then a deposit shows up for $4,000 because I said it, I believe it, I know that it's going to happen just because everything I say happens. And that's just what it is. And when you think about it in the same term, anything that people say, always talk negative about themselves or about their lives, why do they think they live such a negative life? It doesn't matter what you say, that's what's going to happen. Everything always works out for me, and I always get what I want. It's reprogramming. You're basically reprogramming your subconscious mind to believe that anything is possible. And if it exists, if you have the thought is already there. So therefore it already exists.
In your experience, what is usually underneath someone's biggest money block?
Shockingly, the biggest money block that I have personally come across has been familial. So whether it be like a ancestry blockage, or whether it be like, you grew up in poverty, or whether it be, your parents conditioned you to believe that you got to do XYZ in order to get this and that you can't be successful doing this. It's typically conditioned trait or an inherited trait.
And we have to recondition our brains to think otherwise.
Yes,
It sounds so simple, but
it
it's
is.
in the work. I feel like the work sometimes can be difficult, but the concept is an easy concept to grasp.
The work is only difficult if you want it to be.
See, this is why I need you in my life. You see? You see what I mean? Like, it's gonna be so hard. You're like, "No. If you
It's
want it to be,
it's
it'll be
if you
hard."
want it to be hard, yeah, sure. Like, some people wanna go through a difficult time. Some people do, and that's fine. Some people want to be a victim, and that's fine too. I don't. I'm honestly a really lazy manifester. So, the simpler the routine, the simpler the ritual, the simpler 2 ingredients max. I mean, maybe 3 max. That's it.
What is lazy manifesting?
So we just had a new moon this week, and I took bay leaves to my meditation studio. I took bay leaves, markers, and we had a candle. And everyone's like, "Oh, what do I write? How do I write it? What do I do?" Da 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 da. Da. I'm like, first of all, stop thinking about it. Second of all, just write out what you want to say. Well, how should I phrase it? It's not that deep. Like, it's mainly your intention behind what you're doing anyway. Like, it's not that serious. You don't have to sit here and write a paragraph and burn it under the stars at 11:02. Sure, you can use these things in addition to everything else, but it's never that deep. Everything is so easy because it's not that serious. As vast as the universe is, as abundant as the universe is, if I want something, it's because it already exists and I can reach out and grab it and I have it in my hands. And now that I have it in my hands, I have it. But I think for a lot of people with money, especially, whenever you come from poverty or whenever you come from something that is of lack or scarcity, you tend to hold it. You tend to have a hard time letting go. Detachment is key to manifesting money, and easier said than done. But you have to also trust that what you're spending your money into, it's one of those little infinity signs, right? So the energy flows. So I get $10. I see something worth $10 that is something that I want to invest in. I take my $10, I spend it. That $10 is then multiplied because my intention behind it was to expand it. Now, I'm not saying you're always going to get, you spend $10, you're always going to get $20 back. But when your intention is behind circulating the money through the universe will choose the people who are not afraid to help it circulate. It's not meant to get stuck. Energy is not meant to be stuck. Just like when you have energy stuck in your chakras, it blocks your chakras. Energy is meant to flow. It's constantly flowing. It's like a river. You want it to constantly be moving, constantly flowing. Like, I'm going to Martha's Vineyard in the fall for a writing retreat. And, there's a bunch of affluent, wealthy, especially Black individuals up there, and what they do is they take their money and invest it into their neighbors, who then invest that money back into them or into something else in the community. And it's just a circle of wealth that they just keep circulating around. Your environment again, you want to manifest some money, you want to manifest connections, go somewhere where the people are that have that.
And what is the easiest way for us to detach from the money we want to manifest?
I'll tell you what helped me a lot, because I come from a slavery ancestry. What helped me a lot was resting, relaxing my nervous system to realize that I was safe to clear not only my bloodline but myself, and money was safe with me. And it is safe for me to be able to hold onto it. It is safe for me to be able to spend it in a way that makes me happy and gives me joy, because that happiness and that joy is what then magnifies it. And anytime like I spend something, I'm like, you know what? Money comes back to me times 10. I just dap my little card, a little tap thing, and it's like just little things. It's just the little things, but truly, I've always worked hard. I have 7 sources of income right now. Like, I'm not saying I don't work. I bust my ass, but I also rest. Rest has become such a vital, important part of my life. I take at least 2 or 3 days where I don't do anything a week. I'm writing 2 manuscripts right now. I travel every weekend. I also work a full-time job in addition to everything else I do in my podcast and all the other appearances and stuff. But I also take those 3 days and I do nothing because I have to replenish myself. That vibration will actually raise you higher and allow you to receive quicker too.
If somebody is listening and they feel stuck or they feel like they've been trying to manifest with no results, what advice would you give them?
I would honestly tell them to take a nap. That sounds so crazy. Whatever you think that you need to be doing, so you think you need to keep hustling to get money, you think you need to do this, do the opposite. Whatever it is that you think that you need to do, stop thinking and do the opposite. People overcomplicate everything, right? So by trade, I'm a licensed optician. Therefore, I do contacts, glasses, everything except for write your final prescription. When someone comes in with a pair of glasses that are crooked, you would think that you need to raise the temple, but you lower the temple. Driving, for example. So you're driving and you start to hydroplane, and you think your natural reaction is to jerk the wheel and go the opposite direction. No, you go into it instead of away from it. Everything always works out. And if you don't think it always works out, it's because you're thinking that it doesn't always work out. It's easy. Nothing's hard. The only thing that's hard is if you want something to be hard.
Okay, Seekers, I think this is a really great place to take a break. We'll be right back with the episode. Every successful business needs that aha moment, the spark where your passion meets your purpose and your vision connects with the people who need it most. At the Magician's Vision, a branch of Three of Cups, we believe that moment begins with intuition. It's not just a feeling, it's your most powerful business tool. In tarot, the magician represents power, inspired action, and the deep knowing that everything you need is already within reach. Wands for passion, pentacles for abundance, swords for communication, cups for creativity. Together they form the foundation of powerful, soul-aligned business strategies. As part of Three of Cups, the Magician's Vision is here to help bring your vision to life, using the power of intuition, the magic of creativity, and the wisdom of experience to build meaningful connections with your community and grow your business with heart. Your vision, your magic. Let's make it real and fill your cup at threeofcupshealing.com. And now, back to the episode. Let's get into the Akashic Records and let's see what the records have to say about my money blocks.
Okay. What is your full legal name?
Julienne Irons.
So close your eyes and take in a deep breath and connect with your body. And follow this breath into your body and become fully aware of this present moment. Silently ask your etheric body to come into alignment with your physical body now. Imagine the etheric body to be like a balloon floating right next to you in the shape of you with a string. And pull down on that string and bring the etheric body into the physical body. Let the etheric body come in and fill into the edges of your body. Pull down on the string and put it in its right place at the base of your spine. Here, it is connected to your full chakra system. This is your grounding cord, hanging out like a tail. And expand that grounding cord to be thick and long and see it stretch through your seat, the floor, into the earth. And take a moment to breathe in this connection to Mother Earth. Now extend that grounding cord all the way down to the center of the earth. Imagine it traveling through dirt and rock, water, pockets of air until it reaches the core of the earth. Now imagine this cord wrap itself around the core of the earth over and over like a ball of yarn, and you are fully grounded now. If there are any aches or pains, stress or dis-ease present in your body, let them all melt down the grounding cord, which acts as a vacuum, and take this energy to the center of the earth, where it is transformed into pure energy to be used in service for all. And Mother Earth knows and recognizes who you are and sends to you her love, protection, and grounding energy. And take a moment to breathe this in. And with your eyes remaining closed, let's take in 2 more deep breaths. And remaining connected with your body. Imagine a crystal pitcher floating above your head. This pitcher is filled with the pure white light of the Holy Spirit. See it there glistening and glowing. And the pitcher begins to tilt, and the light begins to pour gently in through the top of your head, through your crown chakra, filling every cell of your being down to the DNA and all of your energetic centers. Starting from the bottom up, and see the light fill your feet, your lower legs, your knees, and your thighs. And you can turn your mind's eye to see that your legs are glowing with pure white light. See the light continue to pour in through the top of your head, filling your roots, your sacral, your solar plexus, slowly moving up your body, imagining the light fill all of your chakras as you go. Let it fill all the way up to your crown chakra, which sits on the top of your head like a small bowl. And imagine this bowl filling with light until it begins to overflow and pour all around you, creating a skin of light all around you, all the way down to below your feet. As the light continues to pour in, the skin of light begins to thicken into a bubble of light. And imagine any negativity or other people's energy get pushed away gently by this bubble of light. And the bubble thickens until it is about 3 feet thick in every direction. And you are filled, surrounded, and protected with pure white light. And the light above you stops pouring. And I will now read the opening prayer. Dear infinite ones of unconditional love in the Akashic Records, please bring forward your wisdom and guidance now. Support us to remain in a heart-centered state as we travel to the Akashic Records of Julienne Irons. Open our hearts and minds to receive our deepest awareness and healing today for the highest good. And imagine you are seated with an open body posture, feeling open and ready to receive whatever information comes in from the Akashic Records. And a golden column of light comes down around you, all the way down to below your feet. This is the golden column of light of the Akashic Records. And in this light, you are surrounded by your guides, Akashic Master and teachers, and all of the beings of light and angels that work with you along your path. Invite them in. Feel them surround you with your love. And the records are now open. There is an entire abundance section for the Akashic Records. So essentially, you can ask like a bunch of different prompts, which are what limiting beliefs around prosperity do you have? There's like feelings of guilt when you're successful, or you're not smart enough, or money is the root of all evil, or it's not safe. When you're just starting out in the records, you're kind of like, oh, where do I go? What do I do? But once you're open and once you're in someone's records, right? And so as soon as we opened it, I was like, nope, we're not doing any of that other stuff. We're doing ancestral clearing. This one is a vow of poverty from an ancestry. I have my little pendulum. Am I accessing the Akashic records of Julienne Iron? Yes. What type of clearing do we need to do today? Is it personal clearing? No. Is it ancestral clearing? Yes. Is this a vow of poverty? Yes. Is there any other vow associated? No. Are there any abundance contracts? No. Where was this inherited from? Is this from a paternal? No. Is this from a maternal? Yes. Do we need to clear this block today? Yes. Is there anything preventing us from needing to? So we have permission now to clear this block.
As soon as you asked if it was paternal, I was like, no. I knew it was maternal. I knew it.
What I love about the records, I used to have to like force my personal voice to come through. Like I wouldn't know what the separation was. But now I'm just like, the voice is a voice and we are one. And so what I essentially do whenever I do a reading is I take on everything, that full other person's soul. So I have two souls in me right now, and I've had mine just be like non-dominant, and then yours is what will take over. So like anything that you're feeling, like it can be a little difficult sometimes when I'm doing a past life or someone has like a physical ailment because I will then take that on, and it takes a lot of clearing. But I've learned to acknowledge it, but not internalize it. Do you have any questions before I release this vow?
I'm curious to know if this vow has anything to do with the witch wound that I learned about with the medium Rachel.
No.
Okay.
I'm seeing like little huts. So this is more of like ground of home of islandy, but not like tropical island, if that makes sense. I'm seeing a lot of like dirt, a lot of like old wood. It's almost like bamboo sticks, but they're not bamboo things. They're like little stalks of something. So this is definitely like an older generational something in the DNA that just needs to go. So you have different vows, different contracts. I'll just go through those really quickly. There's a vow of chastity, a vow of contrition, vow of obedience, vow of poverty, vow of sacrifice, vow of silence, vow of solitude, and vow of suffering. A lot of people have a vow of suffering because of things that they've done in past lives that they thought they had to take care of now. This is a vow of poverty, so I will read this aloud. Divine Father, Mother God, I ask for the release of the vow of poverty present in Julienne's Akashic Records. Please cleanse and remove this vow from all of her past lives across all dimensions and all concepts of time throughout all existence. We rescind this vow of poverty at the point that it was created, while keeping all the memories of the lessons that she has learned intact. Please support her to avoid all negative outcomes that may arise from the release of this vow. Support her to align to her highest path and purpose, to bring in more light and authentic self expression. And so it is, so be it. Thank you and amen. Do a salt cleanse for 7 nights after this. Take salt and put it in a bowl and scrub yourself from your crown to your root every night for 7 days. So I am now going to release or transform this limiting belief. And this is the abundance prayer. I swear by it. I love it. All right, you ready? Divine Father, Mother God, we ask for the release of any and all limiting patterns, resistance, and blocks to prosperity. Please clean, clear, and transform any patterns and vows from past lives or inherited from family members into abundance and ease across all available dimensions and all concepts of time throughout all existence. Support us to align to our highest path and purpose and bring in more light and authentic self expression. We entrust this intention to be placed into Julienne's Akashic Records and carried out with joy And so it is, so be it. Thank you and amen. And here are just like a few other little things about abundance in the Akashic Records. And it's just like some prompts like, what is the truth for me and my prosperity? And just a cute little affirmations. It's just, I am enough. The universe takes care of my every need. Money is energy, and this energy flows through me with ease. I always say easily and effortlessly. I have everything I need to create abundance. I deserve prosperity. I create abundance wherever I go. I am worthy and deserving of abundance. I asked if you need to do any more clearing. They said no. Do you want to know something about love?
Yeah,
It's so funny because literally this whole time I'm like, why is she not asking me about love yet?
because I'm scared. I think there's a part of me that's afraid to ask about love.
That's the only thing that they wanted to talk about. Like the whole time. That's all I wanted to talk about was love.
Why do they want to talk about love when we got on here to talk about money?
Oh, it's always how it goes. Someone always wants to talk about something and they're like, "No, we're not doing that today. What we're going to talk about is this." A lot of the times people will ask questions about things and they don't realize that they're all connected to the same thing. So, someone could ask about their job, someone could ask about their spouse, someone could ask about a new career, a house, but all of those things are stemmed to them feeling like a lack of self-worth or a lack of love. And so your message is love.
So they say that there's a deep connection between love and money because both of them have to do with safety, security,
Self-love, self-worth.
self-love, self-worth. And so if I tap into one, then the other one will heal. And so I wonder if they're focused on love because that is my easiest way into financial abundance.
It gets you out of your head. Out of your head because you're not thinking about anything else. Love is the gateway frequency. So whenever you're in the frequency of love, everything else is going to be magnetized to you because your heart chakra expands larger than your aura does. It permeates the most of anything else. Whenever you start to love yourself, your person's coming. Your person will be there. And then once that person is there, the money is there. But you got to start with love, but the love starts with you.
So what I'm hearing is if we can just focus on loving ourselves, then everything else will fall into place. And that's what my guides wanted me to know. That's why they wanted to talk about love.
Yeah, and even like putting your business first, put yourself first. You are so loved. I wish you could feel the love that they feel for you. Like you're so loved. Okay, let me close the records really quick. Dear Akashic beings of light, please fill us up with our highest and best Akashic records and energy and information that we can now hold. We thank you for the healing today. We ask that you now close the Akashic records of Julienne Irons. For now. And so it is, and so be it. Amen, amen, amen. And the records are now closed.
So that perspective shift is so amazing. It's so cool because A, it is easy, and B, we're not focusing on money. We're actually focusing on loving ourselves. And that changes the game. Thank you for that. Well, Precious, this has been an absolute gift. You are so incredibly special.
Oh, thank you. So are you. Thank you for having me, and thank you for the work that you do.
Where can people find you if you'd like to be found?
I am on TikTok. It is Precious Cargo Pod. I am on Instagram. You can follow my personal or my podcast page. My personal is at she's so precious _. You can purchase my book, Create Your Own Reality, on Amazon.
Do you feel complete?
I do.
Amazing. Wow, what an incredible way to wrap up this perspective shift on money. So each guest shared different perspectives and different tools and practices to help us manifest more money in our lives. But the one constant everyone talked about was that self-worth and self-love were the number one ways to manifest not just the money you want, but the life you deserve. And Seekers, honestly, I've been implementing that. And the manifestations that have come through have been incredible. Like just this week, I manifested money in a way that I did not expect. And when I say that it was easy, y'all, it was so easy. And I'm so curious to know if you've also shifted your focus from money to self-worth and self-love, and what's changed for you. So please leave a comment and let me know. I cannot wait to read them. Now next month, we're shifting gears to explore something just as powerful: happiness. What does it really mean to experience joy? Can we feel it even in the hard seasons? And how do we let ourselves receive it? But before we dive into that, I was actually really inspired by this money theme, and so I wrote a meditation for us that encompasses all the things that we've learned over the past few weeks. And it is so powerful. I'll have that for you guys next week. Until then, hang in there, seekers.